All right, all right. Good morning, everybody. It looks like mics are on, screens are on. It's time to get started here. Yeah, CCL, RCL, love all those kind of things. Yeah, beaten down a little bit after the news, right? Anyways, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, or I like to call it Friday Eve. Every day is a special day, and really it's what you make of it. I hope that you seize the moment today. I hope you're able to get into the right focus and the right mindset. I'm here to kind of help and coach you through that. I'm not a broker. I'm not an advisor. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm giving you a methodology, giving you some levels. Let's go ahead and take a look at those. So first things first, ES futures. Let's talk about that. That is my driver. And right here, ES futures, absolutely sideways action since Monday's gap up. All right. And you can see that nice push. We pulled back quite a bit. We came into the trendy edge here. All right. We like to talk about the trendy edge. If you're sitting out there, you're watching, you're not a member, basically a price is above it and it comes back down to it. We look for support. If price is below an edge or any of my targets and it's moving up towards one of those, then we look for it to be resistance until it's not. And then we teach around that on how to take those trades above and below, making it a more mechanical process. So in saying that, let's go ahead and look. We have the line in the sand today at 35.72 and 3/4. And you can see the line in the sand is exactly what it says. All right, so price moves up from what I just talked to you about. Price is moving up into that trendy edge or that line in the sand. And as it moves there, it is resistant until proven otherwise. And you can see here over and over and over. And this thing changes every single night. Okay, so after the close, we get a line in the sand. Notice the same thing. We're just kind of consolidating in here. We have a low down here at the trendy edge, and we have this level here. If you were to take the high that's up here and you take this edge, we're basically just trading here in the middle. There's that saying, don't diddle in the middle. The easier trade is outside of those guidelines. So if we were to kind of look back, I mentioned this yesterday and the day before, the easier trade is above and the easier trade is below. We're caught between both of these. We want to react in these boxes. All right, let me give you two different scenarios. If we start to go bid today and we do get over the line in the sand, look for price to retest, make higher highs, and then as we approach here, be cautious. If you're in anything that's long, what I'm doing is making sure that I'm bringing those stops up as the ES pushes into the red box. It doesn't mean that it automatically has to sell off. It just means stay cautious about this 35.86 level. Okay. If we were to break down into the green area, same thing. Doesn't mean we have to continue breaking down. What I'll be looking for are buyers to step in. Once they step in, I'll be looking to take stops here and then trade this to the upside. And depending on the velocity of the candles, depends on what kind of range I'm going to get. Because it's Thursday and because this is the time that theta really starts to go against you, yeah, it always goes against you, right? But today it really drops off. The premiums drop off, and so you want to be paying attention to the right time frame. If we're trading weeklies, I want to be looking somewhere between 30 minutes and 2 hours. 30 minutes and 2 hours. Okay, so for me, I'm looking at the 1H today or the 1 hour. I'm paying attention to the 9 EMA, and that's it. On open, we will go to the 5-minute candle and look at the pre-market zone, which we will identify, and then we will look to trade off of that. Let's go ahead and move on, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the names that I have posted out there this morning. Give me 1 second here. I hope everybody's doing good this morning. I know it's been a long like several weeks. We've had some really good wins, we've had some losses. I think, we all experience that. Sounds pretty normal, right? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Apple. So first thing I'm going to look at is Apple. Why? Because we always like to kind of turn to Apple to see how it's doing. Now, this is the same exact blueprint that I gave you, I believe, several days ago. I want you to look at this. It's going to look like a lot like the futures, all right? And so we have moved up. So we gapped up and then we pulled back, and now we're just kind of consolidating in that region. Now, what I added this morning is going to be this area right here. I said now support question mark. So this was resistance. We were looking yesterday for the break of this. I did take this trade. I did make money on this trade. We did well on the trade. It wasn't anything to brag about, but we just followed the methodology. It broke above here. I took the trade, and then it pushed up right into my target. You could see here, and then pulled back. That's why targets are so important. So today we're stuck between two levels that are very important. Write these down, 118.22 and 120.05. These are the go-to. Everything between here is just neutral. If we were to break out above the pre-market high, please identify that or yesterday's high. Look for a retest and a higher high off of this. This gives me confirmation that we can be moving to my next target of 121.66. Apply that same methodology. Once you get to 121.66, I'd be looking at trimming, just being careful. Most likely, if we got to 121.66, the ES would actually be pushing into that red box that I showed you. I can't make this up. People see it here live all the time. And again, if we break above there, make higher highs, look for the trendy edge at 123.24. Okay. All right. So that's Apple. Let's go ahead and move on here. We're going to take a look here at SQ. All right, so SQ, so traders in the room been doing really well on this. I myself am not in this trade, but what I'm looking at here, same thing. They all look pretty much the same. Now, this was an older blueprint that I had. Look for bounce play. It sure did. It came in, it bounced. It's an AC/DC setup. You could see that. So for you all that are in the room, okay, notice what you're seeing here. So if you're not in this trade, I would be just somewhat cautious into the trendy edge. We know that the AC/DC plays out. So we're looking to take trades in this area, and we're looking to trim or close here. Okay, so we're really close to that level. That's only about $3 away. All right, so just keep that in mind. However, again, just like everything else I've shown you, we don't have to stop there. It's just a good area to use as a resistance point. All right, so trimming and being careful in this area is important. If we break over, look for higher highs, look to trade into 193 and possibly 195. That is SQ. Okay. Now, I think it's 192 that I don't expect anything over that. I gave you guys notes in the chill chat yesterday about this because we had a trader who asked questions about that chart. All right. So again, my levels for today, I like to see 182.27 hold, 188.80 is resistance for right now. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on here. Take a look at FTX. All right, I'm going to take this to the daily. And here we go. You can see here that price came into the trendy edge. Not quite. I mean, it didn't come all the way to the edge. Listen, everyone that's out there, whether you're in the room or you're just watching for fun, you don't have to touch the levels. You need to look at it as a curve, okay? And in this curve, we're lower on the curve, and I know it's hard to understand, or to take, I should say. It's easy to understand, harder to execute. But the better trade for you is going to be at major levels lower on the curve for upside trades. Okay? The higher probability is down here. Unfortunately, most traders, they literally wait until it's getting back into resistance and then they try to take a trade and then it pulls back on them. Get flustered and then they pull out. Okay? So the easier trade was down here towards my neutral. You can see it came down in, pushed up nicely. Now the setup for right now is going to be a possible AC/DC. What I'd be looking for is a higher high. If we can get over this, as long as 267.81 holds and we make a high on the day, I'm looking for a move into 276 and 3/4. And then I'm looking for a move into 281.44. Okay, so that's FDX. All right, let's go ahead and move on into the next one here, RH. They did have an upgrade this morning. They're trading at 415 by 418. I did buy debit spreads into this area. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm looking for 430 to 435. It reminds me of a momentum trade, right? If it gets around enough, it could look like a snow or a team. If we go back to several weeks ago on Friday, I can see some momentum driving in this. However, don't forget, it's got its name for a reason. What do they call it? Like the widow something or another. It's very volatile. The premiums are high, the spreads are wide. Be careful if you're trading this. Again, I took a debit spread. It's low risk, high return. If you don't know anything about debit spreads, start learning. All right? Start learning because they're awesome. All right, let's go ahead and move down here. That's RH. So basically what I'm looking for, 410 can hold 430 by 435. Let's go ahead and go on into Piton. I did take this trade before the end of the day yesterday. We'll see how it does. I took a weekly. It's down a little bit. What I like to see is that the edge is going to hold here around 103.90. If 103.90 can hold and we take out 108.68, I can see us moving into the daily edge at 112 by tomorrow. Okay. And let's move on. We're going to look at Facebook. I also have Facebook. Okay, it's up a little bit here. So far, doing really well. All right. You can see right here at the 9 EMA yesterday. All right, having a hard time there. If we can break above yesterday's high around 278.28, look for a move into 281. That's what I'm looking for. 281. If we can hold 281 on Friday, we could get a nice push here all the way into 293. All right, but for right now, let's take baby steps. That support for right now is 272. Also pretty flat. Also in this trade, I actually traded this live for everybody yesterday. And you can see right now, we're touching that daily 9 EMA. This could be a rocket. We'll see. The bigger picture though, 484 holds. I'm looking for 495. And then I'm looking for 510. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at ZM. So I really like this chart on Netflix. Again, 484 holds. Looking for 495, 510. Check out the daily 9 EMA. Very important. Go ahead and take a look at ZM. All right, ZM's at 422 by 423. Very important. Let's just go ahead and take a range here. Okay, just like that. I'm going to use that range. You can see it came up into this channel here. It stopped, and now we gapped up to 422. Let's just look at it from a Fibonacci perspective. Where is 422? That gets you right above the 38.2. 419 holds today. I'm looking for 428, 435. 419 holds. I'm looking for 428, 435. Again, it's all timing is the variable. What is your time frame? Do you know what you're going to use today? Again, I said this morning, if we're going to look at weeklies, then I'm looking at anywhere from 30 minutes to 1 hour. That's what needs to hold. Okay. All right, let's take a look at JD. Man, you guys just can't get over JD, can you? Right? Everybody wants JD. All right, so it held the edge. It came back down into the consolidation zone. As long as it's hanging in here, folks, it's kind of like the same thing I said before, right? It's underneath the edge. It's sideways. I'm just not, not impressed until it gets above here. And now it's at 86. So it's right here. Okay, right there, right at my level. Okay, so over 86.57 is what we need. Let it sit there for 30 minutes to an hour. And let's look for 89 and then back into potentially 91.12. Does that help? Very nice, right? The problem is, let me show you guys something that's really difficult about being a trader. I don't care who you are, whether you're me or you're just starting. The hardest part is like this, right? It puts you right back into this and you're like, man, I remember how long this took. And it keeps you at a point where you're thinking about this and you're like, do I really want to hold this overnight? And then you don't hold it overnight and it pushes into here. And then what happens is a lot of people trade it, right? And they buy the top and then it pulls back and they get scared and they're like, man, this happened to me last time. Listen, take the gap. If it can hold 40%, stay in it. If it starts to break down below 40%, be concerned. All right? It's that simple. All right, let's take a look at DocU. Man, all these charts are looking great, right? From a perspective of the trendy edges, I mean, these are all over the place. We have scanners to find these and so forth. You just take the trade above the edge on the reclaim, right? Push up into the 9 EMA. You're looking for 213. You can see here we're at 210, 211. As long as 206 or 205 and a half holds, again, I'm looking for this level here at or around 212 and 3/4. Above that, look for our next targets 218 and then 226. Again, 205 and a half needs to hold. Yeah, let's look at Goose. So this is one that I really liked on the monthly. And look at it, it's just kind of going sideways, right? Just going sideways in here. Consolidation. It's probably going to be one like I just showed you, right? Where it's, hey, should I buy this or not? And then you wake up, one day and it's up here. And you're like, it sucks. So what do you do for something like that? You do starters. Do a starter. Do something small, man. You don't have to get big. You don't have to be. No one out here is comparing size, right? So starters in here. If you're wrong, who cares? It's a smaller allocation, right? If you're right, then you look for on the gap up if it can hold. Go ahead and add into that position, and then get our upper targets of 41, right, and 49. If it pulls back down into the edge for some reason around 31.59, I'm definitely thinking of buying here. Okay, I haven't started a position yet, but I may here shortly. Thanks for bringing that up. All right, let's look at NAIL. This was a trade that I gave you as well. And don't forget about Amazon. I gave you Amazon as well. And that thing went up about 100 bucks yesterday. Can't be too mad. Here's NAIL. We look for this area to be support. And just like any other great trendy edge, we look for it to flush. And then we look for the reclaim. Am I right? I can't make this up. On bullish stocks, when price is moving up and it gives you a dip, and you got this pretty little pink line down here, you wait for it to flush, and then on the reclaim, you take the trade, stops go in where you are happy or your risk tolerance is, and you take it to the upside. Rinse, repeat. If it is in a downtrend and we break down below this, then this ends up typically being resistance. Okay? So your target's right here. Jared, looking up, 48.60. And then above that, looking at the top of this pressure candle here at 52. All right, daily 9 EMA needs to hold now. All right. And let's see, I had somebody on here asking JD and ZM. Okay, we went over those. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Did we go over DocU? We did, right? Yeah, so I said the theme of this week, auto, is we used to say it in the Air Force is hurry up and wait. Um, you should incorporate that into your life. So as we come into a cycle of sideways or consolidation, everybody's can't wait to get there, right? Hey, we got the gap up, can't wait to get there. And then when you get there, you realize there's a lot that needs to take place before the trend continues, okay? Or before the event continues. It was always really frustrating. Let's look at low. Nice. All right, so here's low. Has this been an uptrend? I would say so, right? Boom. Nice healthy pullback. Maybe, anybody want to take a guess? Maybe about 23.6. Anybody want to take a guess on that? Let's go ahead and take a look. From the pivot low into the pivot high. Man, can't make this up. 23.6. This is very bullish for right now, right? So look for the reclaim. We reclaimed yesterday. Actually, we did not. I apologize. We did not reclaim. We did not hold on the daily. Be looking for that. Set an alert. The only thing I don't like about is this 9 EMA, this down pressure that you're seeing. So just be careful. If you're going to trade this to the upside, it'd be a really quick trade for me, unless it can prove it can get back above the 9 EMA. Okay. And let's see. Somebody says BA on the pullback. Here's my thing. Maybe, you know, maybe, except for the daily was kind of bearish, right? Like a nice reversal, and it's pulling back down. I would say pull back potentially at or near the trendy edge. Once this 9 EMA, here, let's back this up. Once the 9 EMA runs into this and we find some support close to here, I do agree. Okay. Man, that target worked way too good, right? Way too good. It worked very well. Cracker Barrel. Somebody's hungry. You just walk by a Cracker Barrel, underdog? Any of these food places, they probably had a spike when we talked about COVID, right? Finding a vaccine, and now you see everything pulling back. That's okay. Everything's pulling back, potentially back into this 9 EMA, right? So if we can get down here, just like BA, right? Same thing with airlines and so forth. If we can get back down into here, start looking to see. If we flush it, look for the reclaim. If it flushes and doesn't reclaim, just leave it alone. On the reclaim, look to get long, okay? But it's going to be a short ride, okay? So I don't see much happening. If it reclaims down here, then you're looking at about 134 to the upside. So not bad. I mean, you take the trade around 125, 126, and then possibly 134 to the upside, okay? And let's see, PLTR. Never heard of this. Is this a newer issue or no? Yeah, looks like it. Oh, sorry. I have heard of it. I've never traded it. My apologies. All right. Very nice extension there. Earnings after close. Okay. So we can give you something for earnings. You know, I wouldn't mind looking at that play. I mean, we could do a simple extension here. You can see prices ran pretty nicely after it reclaimed the trendy edge. It ran very nice from 10 to 16 or so. Price at 1660. For me, showing a little bit of love, we could do an extension from the edge into this pivot high. And on earnings, I'd be looking at anywhere between 18 and $21. And to the downside, I'd be looking at anywhere from 14 into 12. But we'll look closer today. I don't know if they have options on this, but we can look at some earning plays. Okay, so let's get ready. I'm gonna stop request there. We got about 6 minutes to go. Let's go. Look, I mean, these levels work so well that at MES, you guys all know I like to use the 1030, 10 stop, 30 return. So I don't know about you guys, but my internet's in and out right now. I don't know if it's Thinkorswim or my actual internet. Anybody else disconnecting from Thinkorswim this morning for a few seconds? Anyone else experiencing that? All right, so what we're looking at here, we have a negative positive at the moment. So price is underneath the line in the sand, but above the PMZ. Yeah, can you hear it now, Omer, or no? I think it's going in and out, man. Is it? I think we have storms in Florida down south, so you never know. Here, let's try the link one more time. Give me a second here. Let's do this. I'm gonna X out right before we get started, and then we'll try it one more time. I think it's just the internet though. It's not Cisco or anything like that. Oh, great. Right as I did that. There we go. We'll put it back over here. Get you the there you go. And I can see you guys are getting back in there. You should be able to hear as well. All right, so once we open up again, we're watching the PMZ. I can't tell you how many times the thing works. Um, Again, this is what we call a negative positive. If you don't know what that is, go to your dashboard on the website, okay, to study it. But what I'm looking for is if we pull back, we'd like to see a hold there, but this is going to continue to be resistance today until it's not. Once we make that higher high off of here, then I'll be looking for that 35.86. But for now, I know we have some professional traders out there that are calling for a pullback because of different reasons. That's kind of crazy to me because we literally have not done anything at the moment. And if we do pull back, though, we do know we have this green box. And if we push up, we have this red box. So the range is just really tight. If we're going nowhere really fast, again, maybe just a day just to sit back and enjoy life. Just being careful with Piton because of the time of day. So let's see if we can move up here to 212. We're at 30% now. I got a bad fill on that, obviously. Also 45%, 50% here on Netflix. I'm going to trim if I can. Oh, there we go. Awesome. I think we got a good fill on that. Yeah. What is going on here? Goodness gracious, this thing's throwing me off here. Sorry about that. It's okay. They were just trims. So, and let's see, Facebook. Not bad. RH is up about 100% almost. And what's our time frame on that? 13 November. So what did we pay for RH yesterday? 50 cents. Okay. Yeah, 50% is not bad. So already some nice trades closing out some of these here. All right, so far we pull back into that PMZ here. All right. All right, let's see if we can move from here. See if we get that line in the sand now. So we are above the, if you're at home and you're trying to trade the PMZ, you should have took it on the pullback into it. Okay. I'm a little busy trimming and managing positions, but you can see here, it's a nice little pull and then push up there, and it did not break the PMZ. And that's what we're looking for on a negative positive, is to see if we can move. The higher probability trade is here and then back down. We'll see. Can you guys see N here on WebEx? Okay, cool. Looks like Piton's going to hit that 112, guys. You guys still in that? Any new trades that I'm not seeing? I apologize. I'm trying to manage, so I'm not monitoring all my charts at the moment. Nice. Look at Piton. Man, those levels, baby. Yeah, no FOMO, no FOMO, right? It's just doing what it's doing. Good job. Yeah, I got a really crappy, I apologize. I hit sell and I wasn't paying attention, and my first trim was like literally break even. That was annoying. Oh well. Look at RH. Whew. Up 10, baby. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Should be making some money here on MES. Let's see if we can push higher here. If we take out this next level of 3560, we should see a pretty nice little run here. Tell me something, girl. Come on, let's hit it. Let's hit it. Yeah, Yeti's up a little bit. How about that ZM coming in at 430? So, so somebody that's better than me at the internet, tell me. Bring your stops up on MES, by the way, or you can trim. I'm gonna bring my stop up here. So anybody that's better than the internet than I am. So my Wi-Fi is working well, but my cable that I have plugged in keeps going out. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, let me look really quick. That's probably a good idea. All right, Netflix up 40% on just the spreads themselves. Not a bad morning already. I haven't traded anything new. Don't need to. So you can see Square was getting close to the ME. I went over that this morning. Let's go ahead and take a look there. Yeah, just a little pullback here. Let me try that damn speed test.